What's up, everyone? This is your boy Ryan with another edition of Clutch Sports Talk with me, Ryan Flowers. Welcome back in. I appreciate you guys. I got another quick and great episode in store for you guys today. A lot went down this weekend in the NFL, of course, so the show is going to be heavily weighted on NFL because that's what I love to talk about, and some other news going on in sports world as well. But before I get started, I want to just send out my condolences to the Gale Sayers family. The legendary Hall of Famer running back passed away today at the age of 77, also known as the Kansas Comet. He rushed for 6 touchdowns in one game. I believe he had like one running, a few running, kick special teams. He received one in a muddy game against the San Francisco 49ers many years ago. But Gale Sayers passed away today, so my condolences to the Sayers family and the whole Chicago Bear community out there. So rest in peace, man. Kansas Comet, man. We're thinking about you, and a lot of running backs kind of tailor their game after you. So, man, rest in peace, my brother, and take care. But other than that, hey, welcome back again. I appreciate you guys coming in for another edition. Hey, if you're watching me on YouTube, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and set your notifications on so that way you are able to get all the up-to-date content when it comes to involved with Clutch Sports Talk with me, Ryan Flowers. This is the platform I'm going to probably be going through most now. I am still on Spotify, so you can hit me up on there. Also, hit me up on my Instagram at clutch.sports.talk. You can also hit me up on Twitter at clutch_talk, sports talk. You can find me there as well. I'm always putting new content out there as well. But hey, let's just get it straight into the show. Yeah? All right, let's do it. So first things first, I want to kind of get into the epic Sunday night football matchup that went down in Seattle against the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. The big takeaway from that game is that Cam Newton looked amazing. I mean, they won week 1. He did a lot with his feet week 1 against the Dolphins. I think he rushed for like over 15 attempts. But Sunday night, man, he really used his arm tremendously. He had a great feel for the game against a pretty formidable defense. You know, I know the Seattle Seahawks defense isn't the Legion of Boom anymore, but they still got some studs out there, especially in the secondary. And Cam Newton was still able to make a lot of down-the-field throws, which I was very surprised. His arm looked great. He cleaned up his mechanics. Whatever he's doing, he's looking amazing out there. It was a great battle. It came down to literally the last play on the 1-yard line, and the Seattle Seahawks ended up winning 30-35 over the New England Patriots. But here's some things that I want to talk about with Cam Newton. Number one, I'm surprised. I've done a show about him about a month or two ago in regards to I didn't say he was going to be bad or good, but there were some questions that I had. How would it work? You know, given his pizzazz for life, in a sense, his not want to say arrogance, but his cockiness on the field. How does that vote when he's in New England? And it looked like it's going to work. I know they lost the game, but that's a game that they easily could have won on the last play, which I'll get into that here shortly. But the way they were able to match Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson was hot. He was hot on Sunday night. You couldn't deny that. I mean, he was looking like an MVP, but Cam Newton still stayed pace with him and was able to make it a very, very, very competitive game. So whatever him and Josh McDaniels got going, it's working very well because now you got to think about it. He can run, and he's a thrower. So his long balls have always been pretty solid. You know, now he isn't working with some of the best wide receivers, but there were some guys out there that I saw on Sunday night that actually may help them in the long run or may grow. N'Keal Harry, you know, he stepped up. If he can stay off the injured reserve list, that'll help him as well. Julian Edelman is still out there. They got this kid, Paris Bird, I believe his name is. He's a speedster. You know, so they had some pieces there, their running game, and they were down James White. You know, my prayers go out to him and his family. I know his parents were involved in a horrific accident. So he was inactive for the game. But Cam Newton looked really, really well. He looked very poised in the pocket, looked very comfortable in whatever system that they were running. And now this leads me into the next thing. I think the New England Patriots are going to win the AFC East straight up. I think that what they did Sunday night, even in a loss, because sometimes you can learn a lot in a loss, you know, and I think that they have what it takes to win that division. I know Buffalo is still 2-0, but Bill Belichick, I feel like, is still the most important piece of all the success that's happened in New England is the fact that he's just able to game plan. He's taken a new quarterback. You know, they kind of implemented a new type of system to kind of fit what Cam Newton does well, and it's looking good. It's looking really, really, really good. And so I think that they're going to be able to bypass the Buffalo Bills. They may split, Buffalo might win one because Buffalo's talented too. Josh Allen's looking pretty good. Coach McDermott out there, he's got those boys playing hard in Orchard Park. But I feel like with Cam's ability to run and throw, that puts them over the edge. I mean, honestly, and their defense is going to be strong. They still got Stephon Gilmore, even though he got dusted a few times last Sunday night against DK Metcalf. But I think that their defense is still going to be solid enough to actually win that division. So a lot of people, I was kind of like not on board. I didn't think they were going to probably win 10 games, but I think I can see them easily winning 10 games now and making a case to win that division. And hell, even give some of these teams other fits in the AFC as well, including Kansas City and including Baltimore. Excuse me. So, but Patriots are up. If you're gonna buy stock, buy it now because it's still kind of early. But I would take it right now because you never know what's gonna happen, especially with injuries. But right now, if everything stays pat, no pun intended, but everything stays where it is right now, the New England Patriots are going to be right where they need to be and not have too much of a dropout with Tom Brady leaving and bolting down for Tampa Bay. But Cam Newton looked really good. He was one of the highlight, players this week that I wanted to touch base on. Another player I want to talk about in the same game, Russell Wilson. Is he an MVP? Is he the MVP right now? I know it's still early. It's week 2, and I know all these pundits out there are throwing that out there. Is he the MVP? I would say yeah. I think right now he's playing the best football out of anybody right now overall. And there might be some other people that I'm missing, but you guys let me know, hit me up on YouTube and or Instagram or Twitter and let me know your comments, what you think about that. But I think right now, after week 2, he's arguably playing the best football out of any quarterback, maybe Kyler Murray is probably second. Lamar Jackson's doing this thing as well. But I think Russell Wilson, again, is showing a lot of his poise, and he is a franchise quarterback. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL outside of any Cowboys players, and I really root for him. And it's gonna be hard for me because the Cowboys play him next week Sunday, and we might have to give him that L. I don't know, but anyway, I'm not gonna talk about the Cowboys today. But anyway, Russell Wilson, he's making a strong case right now, honestly, to be the best quarterback in all of football. Now, some people are gonna say yes, Patrick Mahomes is the most complete quarterback that we have in the league, and he's got the arm talent. He's got everything that you want in a quarterback. But here's the thing. I think Russell Wilson is right there. I think if you take Russell Wilson off the Seattle Seahawks, they're a below average team, and maybe the Chiefs as well, But Russell Wilson, to me, it's a 1A, 1B type of situation. But I might just have to go with Russell Wilson. I like Patrick Mahomes. He's the future of the NFL. He's going to be the face of the NFL. But I like Russell Wilson a lot. I've always liked him ever since Actually, I liked him when he was at North Carolina State and then transferred over to Wisconsin. So that's how long I've been following Russell Wilson. But his intangibles, his leadership, ability to think, he just gets things done. And right now, he is playing at a very, very high level so early. And he attributes that to just his hard work, especially during this pandemic. He really did not take any time off. And DK Metcalf, that's working out really nicely for them right now, that connection that they have. Now he has a legitimate wide receiver he can go to. Not to say that Tyler Lockett isn't a legitimate wide receiver, but DK Metcalf is a prototype number 1 wide receiver. He's got the size, the speed, the agility, the jumping, everything that you want, he's got it. And he made one of the best corners, if not the best corner in the National Football League, look like he was on the B team, on the JV team this Sunday. So Russell Wilson definitely is probably, if I had a vote, I'd probably vote for him right now after week 2 to give him the MVP. If you disagree, leave a comment in the comments box below or hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, and we can go at it. It's all good. I don't really care. That's what I do because this is Clutch Sports Talk. Yeah. Another thing I want to get to today, and like I said, it's going to be a quick show, but the Las Vegas Raiders. I do live in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas area, and I'm reminded that I probably should root for my hometown team. I'm not going to do that. You see the stuff in the back. You see the chair. You see the hat. You see the shirt, it's Cowboys all day. I'm not the type to, they're the hometown team, so no. It's one thing if they were an expansion team, I can probably get behind that. But the Raiders have been the LA Raiders, they've been the Oakland Raiders, now the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm not doing that to myself. So I will always be a Cowboys fan. But I will say this about the Raiders because I'm not gonna throw hate on them. I'm not gonna throw shade on them. I thought they did a really good job this Monday night against the New Orleans Saints team, who was missing a Michael Thomas, but that's nonetheless, because early on in that game, the Saints got up on them 10-0 very quickly, And I thought it was going to be, another typical New Orleans Saints type victory. And the Raiders, they battled back, and behind Josh Jacobs, that kid, he's arguably, he's making a case now, especially with Saquon hurt. McCaffrey's going to miss some time. He keeps running the ball the way he's running it now. He's going to be elevated into that top echelon of running backs like Zeke, and of course, Henry out of Nashville or Tennessee. So, but Josh Jacobs and that offensive line, man, was looking great. I mean, they were down two starting offensive linemen, and they were still able to move the ball on one of the best rush defenses in all of football. And they were able to move the ball quite effectively and methodically the way they needed to in order to secure that win. David Carr looked really good in year two or three? I think it's maybe year three or year two. I forgot of John Gruden's system. Darren Waller, the guy, the castaway, the ex, drug abuser. He was on the Baltimore Ravens, got cut, had to go through some stuff in life, made the Raiders practice team, show it out a little bit, and now he's the starting tight end and probably the fastest tight end in all of NFL football. And he's on his way to being the best tight end, and that's saying a lot, because you got guys like George Kittle, you got Kelsey in Kansas City, but Darren Waller showed why he is a mismatch. I mean, he's a nightmare. He's just a nightmare to guard. You can't put a safety on him because safety's too slow. You can't put a corner on him because corner's too small. You can't put a linebacker on him because he's too slow as well. They line him out. They move him around. They're very creative on how they use him. And like I said, going back to the Raiders overall, I mean, the way they were able to withstand that early onslaught for the Saints was great. Especially, there was a lot of emotion. It was the inaugural game at Allegiant Stadium. I mean, literally, this was the first event ever held at this stadium. Typically, I think the Garth Brooks concert was supposed to be held there, but typically when these stadiums are open, they never open right for just in time for the football season. They usually have something else there, but this was the actual first event ever held at the stadium, and they did a really good job securing that win. Now, on the flip side, I think the Saints might be in a little bit of trouble. And here's why. Really two reasons, okay? And maybe three, but I'll do two for sure. Number one, especially at home. Now, the Saints, for the longest, have had this, a benefit of having a really legitimate home field advantage. I mean, if you've never been to the Saints Mercedes-Benz Superdome, that stadium is loud. It is very, very loud. And opposing teams always have trouble playing there because once the band gets going and they start getting their umbrellas and their hankies and their towels and they start, do what you wanna and all that other stuff that they do down in New Orleans in the bayou there, they get rolling. Drew Brees, this year it might be a little different depending on if they're going to allow fans to ever come back into that stadium. But they won't have that home field advantage. They won't have those fans in the back cheering their beignets off, because there's no fans available there. And I think they thrive off of that. They thrive off of you not being able to communicate effectively in the huddles or pre-snap and stuff like that. So that's one reason why I think the Saints are going to kind of fall back a little bit. And number two, Drew Brees looks older. He can still make throws. He made some good throws Monday night, but you notice that without Michael Thomas there, he was a completely different dude. They ran the ball pretty efficiently in the first quarter, first half of first half of the game. With Alvin Kamara, they even threw the ball to him. But after the Raiders were able to figure that out, like he literally had nowhere to go. He couldn't move the ball down the field vertically the way he wanted to. It was a lot of like 5-yard passes here, there, and that, that type of situation. But a lot of it could be attributed because you're missing probably arguably the best wide receiver in all of football with Michael Thomas not playing. But the Saints definitely will learn from that. That's a good team. It's still a playoff team. You still got Sean Payton. You still got Drew Brees. So you're still good. For you Saints fans out there, I'm not hating. I'm just telling you the facts on what I've seen that could potentially, pose a problem for the New Orleans Saints. So those are the two thoughts on that. I also want to talk about Kansas City and Baltimore playing this week. I am excited for this game. I mean, this is what we were kind of hoping we would have saw last season in the AFC Championship game, but obviously we know what happened. Tennessee went into Baltimore and just blew the doors off Baltimore Ravens, but we're going to get it. We're going to get to see another matchup. This time, this game is in Baltimore. So I'm not going to kind of give away keys or whatnot, but this is what I think of. These are my thoughts on the game here. Okay. And let me know what you guys think. Again, leave a comment below, hit me up on Instagram or Twitter and let me know what's up. Follow me. Kansas City Chiefs got lucky this past Sunday. They should be 1-1. The Chargers missed an opportunity to take out the defending Super Bowl champs. But that kind of shows their resolve and just winning the game, because usually champions always find a way to win the game when they don't play well. But I will say this, I know Kansas City will be ready to go and play this game because everybody is going to have their eye on this game. This is probably the notable game of the week. I don't even know who's playing Sunday night. This game probably should have been played on Sunday night and not during the game, or not during the day. And I may be wrong. It might be a Sunday night game. I haven't checked that yet. But I do know when I saw this on the schedule, I was like, oh, I'm watching this game. I got to see this game. But back to Kansas City. They will get up for this game. Patrick Mahomes is a unique talent. I am afraid of their defense. Their pass rush is really good, but their back end is not the best. And their rush defense is not great, because you saw what the San Diego Chargers did if you watched the game. They were able to gash them for between Eckel and Joshua Kelly, the running backs for the LA Chargers. They were having a field day back there. And now you're not playing the Chargers this week. You're playing the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins, who's actually looking like a really solid pick for them. And they're at home. And this is a hang your hat type of statement game that the Baltimore Ravens, they ended up did they win? I think they won last year's matchup. Or did they lose? I don't remember. I know they played early in the season last year. I don't remember who won that game, but it was a close game. The game was played in Kansas City. I do remember that. It was a very close game. And I think the Chiefs might have pulled it out, if I'm not mistaken. But don't quote me, because I don't remember. It's almost a year ago, probably to the day. But Lamar Jackson's going to be ready to go. It's the two, the recent MVPs going at it. The Super Bowl contentions riding high. The Baltimore Ravens want to be the Chiefs because, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs just want to say, hey, guys, we're the kings of the AFC. We're the kings of football, and we're going to go into your house and we're going to beat you. This is going to be an exciting game. I don't know what the line is right now. I think it's like -4 Baltimore Ravens, only because they're probably at home. But it's going to be a very, 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 very exciting game to watch. But other than that, there were some other things in the NFL to talk about, but those were the things that I really wanted to hit on this episode for you guys. NBA playoffs is still going on. Lakers took an L last night, but they're still up 2-1 against the Nuggets. But this is what we expected. If you thought the Lakers were going to sweep this team, you're not watching basketball. You don't even know what's going on, because this it's not happening. Nobody's going to sweep anybody in this bubble game. So the Nuggets are a formidable team. I think the Lakers will take the next game and end up just winning the series, probably in 5 or 6. But either way, be on the lookout for that. Baseball is getting to wrap up. I know the Dodgers just clinched their 8th straight National West title. That's unprecedented. Not a lot of teams have done that. My thing with the Dodgers, man, and I'm a Dodgers fan, but we're like the Braves. We're like the Braves of the 90s, just winning all these pennants, getting to the World Series and not choking. So hopefully, Dave Roberts didn't go to the school of Bobby Cox, because Bobby Cox made a lot of World Series and only has one to show for. I just want to get one for the Dodgers, just one. Let me get one, and I'll be okay. And then whatever happens, happens. But yeah. But anyway, that's my time. Hey, I appreciate you guys. I told you it's going to be a short episode, but hey, nonetheless, it was still, hopefully it was impactful for you guys. Continue to subscribe to me on YouTube. If you're not, share this with all your friends, man. Just don't keep it to yourself. Don't be like that. Share. Sharing is caring. Let your friends know you know this guy. He's on YouTube. He's on Spotify. He kind of knows what he's talking about. Just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. I think I know what I'm talking about. I hope you guys appreciate me. I do as much as I appreciate you guys too. So hit me up on Spotify, Clutch Sports Talk, Instagram, clutch.sports.talk, and at Twitter at @clutch_sports talk. You guys know what it is. Hey, this is Clutch Sports Talk with Brian Flowers. Never settle till the work's done. Let's go.